What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Her Lounge podcast. We have Marissa in the house again.
Hola.
She didn't.
I always say it the same way every time.
I can't hear myself, Rob.
Oh.
You didn't turn me up. There we go. You hit it.
All right, good.
Do we need a
Look
new
at him
cord?
hitting all the corners. Look
Yeah.
at him
We
hitting
need
all
a
the
new
corners.
I think I need new little jacks for the headphones.
Okay.
I'll get some new ones.
Anyway, that was off. That threw me off. The ADD that I've never been diagnosed with. Oh my
Dude,
god!
I feel like if I went to a doctor, they would diagnose me with bipolar, ADD, all the fucking fucked up shit. I feel like I would have it.
I
That's
think
why
I
don't
have
go.
ADHD, but I've never been clinic. I took a test. Okay,
Hey,
I'm gonna
ADDs, let's start with your quote.
Oh, yeah, I'm
and then
sorry.
we'll get into the episode.
There we go. All right, guys. So a lot of shit's been happening, and I just thought, so I love this lady called Real Talk Kim, and actually,
I started following her this morning. Boo.
yeah, and I missed her prayer this morning. She does a prayer every morning. She goes live, and
I want to follow. What is it?
Real Talk Kim.
Okay.
But what I love about her, and actually, let me tell you who put me on to her. It was actually Kelly.
Okay.
If you guys remember, I kicked off the podcast with Kelly, and she was the one that said, "Hey, I went to church today. We had a guest, and what she was talking about really, reminded me of what you and P were going through because
So Real Talk Kim is from Houston?
she's from Georgia.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay.
why she's got such a twang. Have you heard her?
Okay,
She's got
okay.
such a southern twang. I love the way she talks, but. That time she was there talking, and kind of that was around the time that my husband came out and said that
He came out the closet.
He came out the closet and said that who he had voted for, and so forth. So a lot of people were attacking us and talking a lot of mess. And her message was crazy. And after that, I don't know what it was. After I heard her talking, I was like, okay, Mariswole, you have got to get thicker skin. Like you let too many things kind of like really hurt your feelings. One, it's funny because I've never been like that. It's weird what social media can do to you.
I know.
Isn't that crazy? It's weird what social media can do it to you because before, if you said some shit, I'd be like, that bitch, okay. I can recognize when it's my issue because I have no problem recognizing my flaws. I know what they are.
I ain't got many.
No.
Okay, I'm lying.
You know what I'm saying? I do. Like, I know.
I'm lying.
I've got plenty. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, or like when I'll do something fucked up, with I'll say something to Peter. I'm like, I know, you ain't got to tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole, when I have the house is a mess and I'm in a bad mood. So everybody's I hate everybody in the house, right? Everybody, it gets on my nerves. You're just dirty. We can't be, we're such a dirty family. I start using words like that.
I know.
Okay. Is it necessary?
It happens. I know.
It's
We're
not.
a dirty family.
We're such a dirty, or
We're so damn dirty.
hey,
Sickening.
or he'll show me something. I'm like, well, yeah, we could never have that. I said, because we can't even keep this house clean. You know what I'm saying? I'll say stuff like that. Yeah,
What if Penny just looked at you too?
yeah,
know,
right. So
Shout out to P for putting up
yeah,
with your childhood
exactly,
trauma.
man. I know that's my mom. Listen, any of my friends will tell you we were not allowed to walk in the front door where there was carpet because my mom vacuumed. Okay, my friend Amy used to always make fun of me. My ex roommate. My mom's vacuuming skills, bro.
Perfection.
Perfect. I mean, it went
The
like
line.
this.
The line.
Like this.
Yup.
I mean, there was no this. I mean, it was
It was
the
her
most
OCD.
perfect lines you can think of.
I imagine when she mows grass, it's the same thing.
She doesn't mow her own grass. But it was
Hey,
funny
that was
because
my house too, boo. We always had to clean.
Oh, yeah.
that was my mom
Man, what kind of shit?
What is that?
That's that Hispanic Latin life, man.
Is that
God,
what it is?
Jesus,
Yeah,
it
let me
was
tell you what.
always
My grandma
cleaning.
used to always say, like, she used to be like, no sean mugrosos como los gringos siempre tienen la casa mugrosa. And I'm like, really?
Yeah, right.
So that's really all I thought about because I didn't have really a lot of white friends until I got into high school. I was like, these motherfuckers ain't got not one dirty shit in here.
Yeah.
I was
She was
like,
talking about the trailer park people.
I don't know.
right.
I was like,
And even them, hey, you know what? They clean their trailer. They clean their
Yeah,
trailers.
I-
It was just,
so-
it's one of those crazy things that we
Grew up
say.
with.
Yeah.
exactly.
We digress.
Yeah, I
Yes.
know. It's crazy, but
It does instill some kind of work ethic in us, though, I think. Constantly having to do
I
chores.
feel like
and,
we did it way too much,
oh,
though.
for sure.
Maybe.
Like,
They
we
all-
didn't really spend time together. We were always fucking cleaning.
Yep.
well, that was our time.
That was,
Yeah,
that was our
like,
extracurricular.
alright.
That was our fun time with mom.
I knew that if Santana came on, We were
There's
not
your
leaving
Saturday.
the house.
There's your Saturday.
That's exactly. Santana
My
was
mom
coming
put
on.
some church music and it didn't do nothing for her.
No, ours was
I'm just
Santana.
saying.
But what the reason why I am saying all that is Real Talk Kim is just I think she speaks more in our layman's terms, meaning like she's not she is very biblical because obviously she has a church and so forth, but
Yeah.
she's a preacher. But she talks kind of a little bit more like we do,
Yeah.
which I think for people who are afraid of church or afraid of even stepping foot in a church, I think she relates to a lot of people. And I think
Yeah.
that's what makes her different.
Because when you're welcoming, you're really like,
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. And her quote yesterday was, "Be comfortable with not sharing your side of the story. God saw it all." And it's true. And I'm
Amen.
going to say why.
yep.
Before I talk about my experience this weekend at the border, right? Huge disclaimer. I am in no way an expert about immigration. 1. 2, I'm trying to understand it because guess what? They write these laws so that you can't understand them. So just so we're clear on that.
Yeah.
And unless you're somebody like Rob's friend who
Who's doing
only
the Lord's work.
who only reads bills
Yeah.
all day long, you're not going to really understand it, right?
God.
And I realized that on my 6-hour drive back as I continued to do research before I was there, and I'm still continuing to do research, right? That it's going to be hard for anybody like you and I, unless you're into politics, to kind of really understand immigration
Yeah.
because it goes so far back, right?
Very far back.
Secondly, I am far from a fake Mexican, just to put it out there. I am first generation Mexican, okay?
Me too.
So the person who called me a fake Mexican for posting what was happening at the border, let's make it clear. I speak Spanish. My first language was Spanish.
My Spanish is chopped and screwed.
I started school and I didn't know English. So my report cards in kindergarten were straight Fs because I did not speak the language. Okay.
We were siblings as kids.
Yeah.
right?
So just so we make that clear, there's nothing far away from me being Mexican. However, I grew up with my mom. My dad didn't really have an opinion about immigration. He just was here to work. So he didn't really he honestly didn't care about politics, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. But my mom's very studious and she is a reader and she'll read 4 or 5 books in one night and will go to bed at 5 a.m. until she finishes her books.
Oh,
That's
damn.
just her.
Yeah.
Her dream job, if she always says, if she died and came back, she'd love to be an anthropologist. That is
Oh,
my mom.
wow.
So my mom she can have a conversation about anything with you. Anything. Because she loves to read. Growing up, we were forced to read a lot. I have a ton of books, which I need to go get from her house because she done told me to come get them or she was going to trash them.
No, don't trash
Yeah.
them.
They're my kid books. I don't want to. I have Babysitter Club. I have all the, you know what I'm saying?
Babysitter
Ramona
Club.
Quimby books, which I know the lady who wrote, what?
I don't know who that is.
Ramona Quimby?
Who's that? Is that
feel
Mayor
like I
Quimby's
remember
wife from The
Quimby.
Simpsons?
Ramona Quimby was like your little girl who was mischievous. She did things that kids were really doing versus the other books where, they'd make them so like jolly.
Sugar-coated?
Yeah.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
So it was really like, it really resonated with you because you was, you kind of felt like Ramona Quimby at times,
Yeah.
So she just passed away at 104 years old. Is that not crazy? That author.
Goals.
The author of those books?
Goals.
Yes. And she did an interview at, I think it was like almost 100, wittier than you can think of. She literally just died of old age.
Wow.
Yeah.
But she was a wittier. Listen, no offense, Biden, but this lady was way wittier, and she was way older. But I think reading does that to you because
Yeah.
they say reading is how you keep,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so she still wrote and she did all that. So with that being said, I just want to say that growing up, my mom was very against the whole crossing the border thing, right? That was her point of view. Like I said, I never realized how conservative my household was until now, whenever I went back and thought about why my mom and I never saw eye to eye, because I wanted to be an immigration lawyer at one point because I wanted to help all the people stay here.
Yeah.
Now I know why that doesn't work, right? And I never really knew what the solution is. And I don't think There
I don't
is a
think
solution.
anybody really has a solution.
I heard this speech from Ronald Reagan in 1984 when he passed amnesty, right? Which I think this was kind of what Trump was trying to do, but he couldn't finish getting that wall built, all right? I think this is what he was going to try to go for, based on what I've read, all right? So Ronald Reagan, who did amnesty, right? Because at that time there were so many people trying to cross the border too, there was like this mess that's kind of not how it's happening right now, but there was a lot of people crossing. He felt the only solution was amnesty, even though he was a Republican president, okay, which everybody thinks that people who are conservative and Republicans are against any type of immigration reform, which is incorrect, right?
Yeah, even the Bushes both were pretty legit when it came to immigration.
Yes. So that's and here's the thing. From what I gathered from all the reading and the research that I'm continuing to do, it seems like Republicans, right? Because I've had to read both. Where the Democrats are coming from and where the Republicans are coming from, right? So what I gather from the Republicans is we've got to have control of the border, right? Let's control the border so that we can fix the current issue that we are having now. So that anybody who is here right now, we can get them situated, and then we can start a better application process for people to come in the right way through the front door. Excuse me. So just so we're clear, the application to come in the right way has
very
not been
difficult.
changed.
Yeah.
Well, it's
That's why people come illegally.
no.
It's like when they find you and they deport you, you have to wait, 10 years to be able to
come back.
Yeah.
No, but we actually have one of the easiest processes to apply to come here versus other countries. The problem is it hasn't been changed since like the 80s. So it has not been updated. Very few changes have been made to it. So there hasn't been a lot of things done to these applications so that people who do want to come over here can do it the right way, right? So that's the issue. Even some people that have done it the right way, the reason they're upset is because they're doing it the right way and they're still not citizens, right? They only have, what is it? The
residency.
And so even then they're still waiting because at any point, should that change, that you can go back even with the residency. So a lot of those folks,
and I know a lot of people who they were sent back
because of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of those folks are upset because they did go the right way. And now with the new administration,
they weren't criminals and they were still deported.
With the new administration, how they're doing it. And what I'm about to tell you about the new administration before anybody gets offended, because I got plenty of those messages. These are facts. Oh, yeah.
When
I posted the videos over the weekend. So I just want y'all to know that the current administration, the reason why I said, well, someone said I contradicted myself because I said this is not a Democrat or a Republican issue. This is a America issue, right? And then I turned around.
Agree with that.
But because I said this administration later in my video is lying to these people, they said I contradicted myself. And this is why I'm going to say this. So there's this thing called MPP, Migrant Protection Program, okay? The Migrant Protection Program, basically what it does is you have rights as an immigrant, okay? Which means we still got to give you water. We got to give you a place to stay. We have to do humane things, right? Biden, on the other hand, wants to get rid of the MPP, which makes no sense from what I understand. That's what I'm telling you guys. These laws are these bills and everything are really hard to understand because he says he never said, come on over. We're going to go ahead and help you out. But he did say that.
Does anybody have record of him saying, come on over, guys?
Yeah, there's literally...
Come now?
There's literally him saying, surge the border. He used that phrase.
When did he say this?
When he was next to Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren.
Yes.
So he felt, and it's funny because Bernie Sanders was on Trump's, they agreed on the border, which was let's take care of our people first. And I think people were really upset with him at that time. But that's crazy. I feel like maybe he felt like that was the right thing to say, because again, they're always trying to appease a certain side. And so that's not surprising. But I was wondering, like I hadn't heard him actually say that, and I was thinking to myself, is this something that he actually said? Like, did he say, "Surge the border, please come"?
He did.
I'll find the video.
Okay.
And also, to go back to something you said, something can be true and not true at the same time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
I forgot what the phrase
all the
is, but
time,
that
honey.
is absolutely
Yes, of
the
course.
case.
Which
Yeah.
is the reason why. One, I didn't think I was going to have, honestly, I didn't think I was going to have that much access to what I saw this weekend. I really thought it was going to be more of an interview type thing, and it was going to be...
Is because you're famous?
No. I thought it was going to be a
Madre.
ride along. I didn't know we were finna get on a boat, bro.
I was shocked when I saw that.
I didn't know they were going to do that
Y'all were
much.
so fucking close. I'm not
No,
gonna
no,
lie.
but we weren't even that close.
It looked
like it.
close.
We weren't. I
Were
know.
you
That's because
zooming?
I zoomed in. Yeah, we
Okay,
weren't
'cause I
that
was
close.
Like, oh my god!
Here's
I can
why.
hear the fucking
Helicopter. And you know who that
crazy.
helicopter was?
who? Boo, tell me. I don't know.
Cartels.
Oh my goodness, Jesus.
Okay, so it is the Mexican. Their what do you call it? National Guard.
Okay.
Who work for cartels. Okay, so when they saw we were just sitting ducks, as Pete calls it, watching this, the helicopter started circling, and we were like, let's get back, hurry. The guy driving was like, it's gonna get too dangerous, we need to go back. I was like, yes, go back. I mean, we had like little security or whatever, but still, I'm like, bitch, I needs to go back, I'm pregnant. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know we were gonna be this. Oh, and someone unfollowed me because I was pregnant and I was on a boat looking at this. So these are the type of comments that I get, guys, to where
Adios.
that's the reason why.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
and that's why that quote that Real Talk Kim posted about God knows it's okay to not argue with people
And not try to defend yourself and tell
yes.
your side of the story, because at the end of the day, God knows your heart.
Exactly.
He knows your intentions. And he knows the story.
So I was called fake. I was called that I forget that I'm Mexican. I was called a zookeeper, right? I was called a lot of things, right? By someone who's been my friend for almost 6 years, okay? And that's all right if that's how they feel. But here's my thing. Like I told you, Marissa, when you have a different point of view and you're posting things about how you feel, right? I'm okay with that because that's how you feel. I don't have to agree with you, right?
Yeah.
I don't have to agree with you at all. That is how you feel, and you're entitled 100% to your opinion because that's how you feel and that's how you view things, right?
Hold that thought. But can we just step back real quick and think about how we are inundated with people's opinions all day long? Like, this is a new era. Like, all this social media stuff, and I know we talk about it a lot, but all day long, you are inundated with just opinions. All through your feed, in your messages, in your emails, through your text messages, and it's overwhelming. I don't think we knew how all of us felt about things to the extent that we do now. Like, now we know everybody's opinion and everybody's stance, and it can be overwhelming.
And to me, I think if you're a good person, right, and you're doing good things, I really don't care what your political views are because that's how you feel, and I can't help it. That's how you feel.
Yeah.
That may be generations of your family, being influenced on you. That may be something that later on in life you discovered. You know what I'm saying? Different things, guilty. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still discovering things. That's the other issue. You know what I'm saying? I didn't just wake up today and just said, I think today I'm going to vote. I'm not going to vote for Biden.
Yeah.
I didn't. That's what I don't understand. That's another thing that people don't get. I didn't just start feeling this way. I felt a certain way about immigration.
Yeah.
I felt like it was okay to let them come over here, let them stay here, and let's figure out a way to let them do things the right way. Once they're here, what can we do? They're already here, right?
Yeah.
But in order for that to happen, based on what I've been reading and researching, right, we have to have control of the border before we can even help the ones that are here. So amnesty, while so many people debate it, right, there's so many people against it also, because there's the biggest argument is, wait, we're giving citizenship to criminals because you've committed a crime by coming into our country. I get it. It's also a very big tax thing, issue. I get it. But here's what Ronald Reagan's speech, and I said totally makes sense, is one, you know how there's people who come here and they're working for the shittiest amount of money, right? Pennies, right? But they can't even fight that. They can't report that because they're immigrants and they're illegal.
Have y'all seen La Cosecha? It was a documentary that was made, and actually Eva Longoria made it, and this was about 10 years ago maybe. And it's really interesting. It's about the children who they work the harvest. Like they go with their parents all throughout the United States, and they pick, strawberries and all of our crops, and how they work for nothing, absolutely nothing. And there's no work regulations when it comes to farming. And it dives really deep into the way that our country, I mean, you would really think that it was a third world country when you see the way that they live, and how they can't even afford the fruit and the vegetables and all of the things that they pick. And so it's there's a lot of exploitation that goes on.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of exploitation that goes on in these other countries, which is why
they leave.
They leave. And again, for me, immigration is it's a funny one, because you want to start talking about borders, you motherfuckers came here and y'all didn't respect no damn borders. And so how do people who are essentially illegal get to come here and tell everybody else, y'all gotta go? How do you get that power? And how do you get that right? Well, with programming and with fucking lies. And so for me, I don't even respect the Mexican border, because this ain't the border to begin with. The fact that we even call this Texas, to me, is a crock of shit.
Well, that history of it, though, to be honest with you, the United States didn't want Texas. Mexico couldn't afford it.
But for me, it doesn't matter. Like, this is just the way I see it. Is like, I'm not going to be part of the programming, and I'm not going to be part of the bullshit. And all those things that I used to read indoctrinated me into thinking that this is yours and that's theirs, but it's really not that way. I mean, you want to go back to the beginning, Mexico goes all the way up to fucking Colorado, even past that. So when people come from Mexico over here, for me, I'm kind of like, wait, why are you making it? You ain't no motherfucking immigrant, bitch. This is your home. All you're doing is coming home. That's the way I see it. And so for some people, they're like, that's a long time ago. When something ain't yours, it ain't never going to be yours. I don't give a damn how long it's been. And so again, some people look at that and they're like, that's a little bit too extreme. But, hey,
Marissa, that's a little bit too extreme.
When it comes to borders, it's just...
You want to hear this clip?
Why do you get to set the rules, bitch?
Well,
that's how I feel.
But they won. Here's the thing. What's his name? Santa Anna? That's his name, right?
General Santa Anna.
Tell me what you learned in our history books.
No, that wasn't in the history books. No, see, what happened was, from my understanding, and it's actually the Mexican American, it's called I actually have it, guys.
Hey.
Let me tell you something about that book that I own. I never returned it to the Houston Public Library.
Does it still have the card in the back?
It does.
What?
I know.
Does it have a slip?
You could probably put that shit on eBay, honestly, just for nostalgia
I
purposes.
know. It's pink. So in that book, it's Mexican history. It's not Texas history. It's Mexican history. Basically, from Santa Anna, they couldn't, because they were having beef with Spain, right?
Right.
So they were having beef with Spain, and they were coming to invade. They didn't have enough people to control all that land that they owned. It was too much. They didn't know how to do it, right? So then I guess he was like, this was part of it too, right? It was too big for them to handle. So then what was the United States, right, at the time, right, which wasn't even, I think we only had like 25 states or 20 some states, because Texas is the 28th state that was adopted to the United States of America. So Yeah, I went that far back because
Oh, I love it. I do it all the time.
See, I don't, and I've had to. This is why it's embarrassing because
It's
feel
not embarrassing. It's just interests go in and out of your life. Like,
It
and right now,
does,
it's
yup.
a huge interest. Like this morning, I found myself reading about Reconstruction again. You know, it's just like, yeah, because of the Chauvin case started yesterday.
You know
Right?
why? But you know
yeah.
why though? Because I think for some people, you do kind of realize like, this doesn't feel right. I feel like I have to start.
Oh, you
at
got
the
to.
beginning.
Yeah, you got to go
Yeah.
I
back.
feel like I have to, but it's so much.
So
It's
earlier,
just-
so
it's
right now,
much.
it reminded me when you said, who said you know, who you said, who says you set the rules with the border, right?
Mm-hmm.
It reminded me of, well, that's what people thought about Lincoln when he wanted to, you know, basically make, you know, free the slaves and all that jazz, because 3 days later, that motherfucker was dead. Because
Yeah.
the people that killed him were like, who says you're going to start them new rules? I don't think so. So it's very murky waters.
It's one person trying to make the rules, and then the other person pissed
Nah,
off about
bitch.
the rules, and then the other
Not
person.
today.
And that's why I keep saying, guys, it's up to us at the end of the day. Who we vote for locally also really matters. And here's why. Because, like I said, I kind of am a middle person. I'm not somebody who can really say, because I have point of views from each side that I agree with, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
right? And so for me, it's kind of like there's certain things that I see both point of views, right? And I don't know if that's the Libra in me, that I'm somebody who thinks everything should be fair, right? I'm all about fairness. So I don't know if that's because
I like fairness.
that's my mentality,
Fucking
right?
liberals. Just kidding.
Right. So I'm kind of like there needs to be fairness, right? So for me, it went to like
I
before
don't
you
think liberals are fair, boo.
No, that was a total.
I know it took me a while to say that, but I was like, hold on, it took a while to register. It's
That's
like,
what they-
nah,
that's what
I
they
don't think they're
portray,
fair.
but
yeah,
it's- yeah.
because for me it was like a little bit of if you're going to talk about anything, maybe you should know a lot more about it, right? And the person that attacked me, right, and who's supposedly my friend, that's exactly what they did, right? And because their relative is involved in politics, they think they know everything.
Yeah.
But immigration goes, like Marissa says, way back, and it goes back to a lot of shitty shit, like paying off people, presidents in Honduras. In Honduras, I can't say it in English. Honduras.
Honduras? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say
Honduras?
it. Honduras. I have to
Yeah.
say Honduras. Sorry.
It does sound better.
Yeah. Because so something that the congresswoman I spoke to, or the woman who's running for Congress, she said I can't remember his name, but there's a guy in the Valley, in the RGV area, who is Democrat, and he won all the same award that Fidel Castro won for all he did to give to Honduras. Okay. Meanwhile, he's also got this fat ass bank account in China.
Oh, baby, they always do.
Exactly. And this fat ass bank account. And she's like, where did that money come from? And if he's done so much great things from in Honduras, with all that he supposedly has done and all the awards that he's won with Honduras, right? What did Fidel Castro win with Honduras?
I have no idea.
Some kind of like Nobel.
A Nobel Peace Prize?
It's kind of like that.
Jeez.
So many people win those.
It's kind of one of those. It's not that. It's not. That's not what it's called. But it's something like
to
that.
that
Yeah, I
caliber,
don't know
like-
what Fidel Castro won. See, that's
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's so much still. And it's funny because when I was driving back and we were like kind of listening to different history books and different videos and stuff like that, we were on this audio kick, right?
Shout out to y'all for trying to learn this shit.
It's hard.
Because it's like you said, Rob, murky waters.
It is. It really is.
And Pete said something very clear.
And then you don't know what to trust.
Yeah.
You don't know
Thank
what
you.
books to fucking trust.
Okay, so
like,
then
you don't know what...
because I tried to see what the Biden administration was trying to do with the immigration reform and then what the Republicans were fighting, right? Mm-hmm. And I went onto the Homeland Security thing, which was weird because they were kind of more agreeing with what Trump was trying to do, which I thought that was kind of weird, being that the Homeland Security was never really on his side, but I don't know. So that's how I discovered the whole MPP thing. And then the one thing, what I was trying to get at when I was telling
Take your
Pete,
time, boo. Take
I know
your
it's a
time.
lot. When I was telling Pete, I was like, I feel dumb. I was like, he's like, no. He's like, you got to remember, we went through high school memorizing things for
That
quizzes
wasn't
and
even
tests.
true, motherfucker.
And he said, and on top of that, he said, on top of that, he's like, we're taught what teachers teach us, which we already know which way most of the teachers supposedly, and I don't want to categorize all the teachers, right? Because not all teachers are the same, right?
No, but they have no choice but to teach you what they are required to teach you. They can't go against the grain, not until you get to college. Sometimes you're blessed.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're blessed to encounter somebody who's going to give it to you raw. But that curriculum, they have to teach it to us, and the government is the one that says, or the state is the one that says, this is what they're gonna learn, and you ain't got a choice. And so, even though some of those things are incorrect, or most of those things are incorrect, that's just what they have to teach. It is what it is.
And speaking of teachers, guys, I had so many people come wanting to share their story, right? About what's really happening down at the border. The sad thing was, every single person said, I just can't lose my job. So can I tell you just a little bit? And I was like, I'm not going to use your name. Don't worry about it. I'm not putting this anywhere. I'm not even recording you to begin with, because they were uncomfortable with the recording, right? Which I wanted to respect that. I didn't want them to feel, I wasn't trying to be CNN either.
Alma Barrera reporting live.
I wasn't trying to be Fox News. I was literally trying to be Mariswole, informing herself, understanding this, so that for those of us who are like me, who are kind of like, I don't know what I feel about what's happening right now, can maybe start doing their own research as well, because that's what I'm having to do. Or like my mom said, well, had you become an immigration lawyer, like you said you wanted to do, you probably would understand it.
Yeesh. Damn, Mom.
Look, I took the LSAT twice, girl. And I didn't get in, bitch. I applied to law school 2 times, motherfucker.
Did you tell her, Mom, I compliment you on the podcast every week?
I know. I was like, she goes, do you remember you were a criminal justice major, and then you took one ASL class and you totally dropped everything else and changed your do you remember that? And I was like,
It's called passion, Mother.
I can't forget now because you don't let me.
I was like, how dare I forget?
Why are you bringing up old shit, Mom?
And so she cracks me up. But she was, because when I was telling her about it, I said, guys, after I saw that, it was very emotional. Okay,
I ain't gonna lie, man.
Y'all,
that was scary.
That was emotional on a whole other level. It wasn't like emotional, like, ay, pobrecitos. No, one, because
It was like your heart hurt.
they come with baby. Yo, I heard there's one clip that I have.
I feel like I heard.
There was one, people were like, are those babies? Those are babies.
Yeah, they have
those are
newborns.
kids. And you hear the guy, Andale, súbete, huerco, súbete. From when they're telling him to hurry up because they got to cross them over on the raft. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, just couldn't, I don't even think, honestly, my poor little hamster it was like confused. Do I go backwards?
We finally wanted to slow down. It slowed down for sure.
It was like everything was happening in slow motion for me, and I couldn't believe it. So then finally the guy that was there said, hey guys, let me show y'all where they're going, because they're running to Border Patrol. Okay. They want to be caught by Border Patrol because what's happening is, it's the catch and release right now. Okay. I don't know if it's happening everywhere, but right now they're giving them these Visa cards with $1,200 on it. Okay.
Is that my stimmy money?
With $1,200
tax
on
Let
it.
me
money.
zoom into my eyes.
Listen.
This
So
ain't
what
right.
happens is you get booked, right?
Okay.
So you may sit in jail for like 4 months. Not even jail. It's those holding cells.
Yeah.
Okay. And then wait, man, there's so much I have to explain because
Girl,
all these
you should've
people,
came with some damn notes.
because the girl who works at the shelter, listen, see, I didn't say your name if you're listening. The girl who told me who works at the shelters, so there's different shelters and they're based on age group. So the one that she's in is the ages 5 through 12. Okay. She said the issue they're having right now, she's like, ma'am, I'm going to be honest with you. She's like, we take care of them. She's like, they have 3 meals. They get 3 snacks. She's like, the issue is we don't have enough room for them right now, which is causing the crowding. And they've got over 50 kids in that same facility with COVID because there's so many immigrants crossing over with COVID. Their hospitals are full with COVID, people who are dehydrated, who maybe were hurt on the way. And obviously they have to give them help. They can't let them sit in these camp or whatever they are, holding cells, right? All fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we don't have enough room in the hospitals right now in the RGV. And we also don't have enough room in these facilities right now. So I asked her, I said, because it's a legit question, don't you think? So I showed her a picture of what's circling around where I think even Ted Cruz showed the real.
Yeah, that was nuts.
That was nuts. He showed that one facility.
I saw.
And we weren't even, you couldn't even drive. I don't know.
That was the one in Donna, right?
Yeah, I don't know
That's where all my fam's from. Shout out Donna, Texas.
My grandmother has family over there too.
Nice.
I don't know. You don't see them just anywhere. So they keep them kind of far away. So you don't know. The girl who I was talking to said, I don't know where those facilities are. She goes, but ours are not that bad. She's like, ours actually have bed for the kids, but the new kids that are coming in that they're shipping here, we don't have beds for. She's like, so they are on the floor. Some of them are, she goes, we have blankets for them. So they're not mistreating them, right? They just don't have enough room.
Because they can't control every single person
for
that,
sure.
Because it's been documented.
For sure.
And even in the last administration, those things happened.
Exactly. So I asked her, why the separation of parents? Why does that happen, right? The separation of family. Because back then, you came in, it was a group thing, right?
They kept you together.
One thing that was also happening back then was it wasn't as much of a, what do you call it? I don't even know what the term is, Rob. Maybe you can help with that. It was like you paid a coyote. The coyote said, you're going to go straight, take a left, take a right, and there should be somebody there for you. If there ain't, I don't know what to tell you, but you travel together. Versus now, because there's more of the cartel being involved, right? Because now there's more of that relationship with whoever it is on our side, their
they
side.
intercept these people a lot.
So whatever that issue is, right? So now the road traveled is not the same.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the difference between, yes, it's been happening for years. We all know that,
Decades,
guys.
yeah.
This crossing the border is nothing new. I get it. You don't need to tell me that because for all those people that send me a message.
Yeah,
okay?
I know that their favorite comment is, it's been happening forever.
I'm
totally sorry if I say that. My God.
I know that. I'm not the smartest cookie, but I'm not the dumbest cookie. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, I know that, right? There were other people who were like, those parents that bring their children should go to jail. Here's the perspective on it. You're now in America, right? That's considered child abuse. You endangered your child. Had I done something like that while I'm here as a U.S. citizen, they would have called CPS on me. Like, she's like, they call CPS on you if your child goes to school with a bruise. Because they think you're
and
abusing.
we also give them back to the mother that's still a fucking crackhead. So, I mean, come on now.
Just because she showed a couple of months of sobriety. So, you see what I'm saying? It's like, I get everybody's point of view. Everybody has their certain way of, my point of giving you these, telling you these comments in my DMs is not to make fun of or roll my eyes at them. It's everybody has their opinion. And everybody stands a different way about immigration, which is fine. You can. You're supposed to. Yeah. If we were all the same, we wouldn't have these problems, bro. Like, we would be good. It'd be Gucci. You know what I'm saying? It'd all be great. So that's not how it is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a different fucking opinion. These politicians can't agree on what to do. But the way they are being treated right now, because there's, and the border patrols, I felt so bad for them.
It's depressing.
I did. These border patrol wives who came and bought merchandise from me, bless their heart. They told me that their husbands will pack extra sandwiches.
Aww.
They'll take any little toys that they have at their house. that their kids don't even care for, because you know we are ungrateful for a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because we take for granted
we're
that
Americans,
we can buy.
baby, and we got first world problems.
I posted box of lots of toys on Facebook Marketplace from the kids.
So, you know, so they'll take toys because they said that there's so many kids
more people
coming
like that.
in unaccompanied.
Yeah.
Their face is just in fear. So they wear these
Trauma.
bracelets, which is their
Like identifiers, aren't they?
Their ID.
from
The cartel.
yes.
Yeah, right.
Okay. And the girl said it's called a special delivery. She's willing to come on my podcast, but she's not willing to do the face.
Okay.
Which I said that was fine.
Okay.
And she said we can ask her any questions that we want. And she does work at a facility.
Okay.
She emailed me already. So I told her that I'd like to do a part 2 to our topic today. So that people who are listening can hear it from the source's mouth versus me bringing you what I witnessed, right? Because people will probably also have something to say about that. Oh, she probably exaggerated the story. You know, how do we know that's really what was said? So I felt like the only way I was going to be able to was...
And two,
Who's
you're going to
willing?
be depending on her to be 100% honest.
Exactly.
You know, we
so
don't know.
I'm hoping that because she's upset about it. And here, going back to the teachers. So the teacher that came up to me, shout out to her. I get her point of view. And she was trying to be very professional and nice about what she was trying to tell me, right? She said that right now, because some of these children that are migrating, right, that are going into the schools, because they have to put them in schools, right? So teachers who... Like how you said, Marissa, your Spanish is kind of chopped up. I think a lot of people's Spanish is chopped up if you don't use
because
it.
my dad went back to Mexico when I was born, and so I didn't get to really speak it too much.
Well, I'm saying I don't
But then
think.
sometimes he come back.
That's trauma AF.
But you know, there's some people like Pete and Mickey's mom. They didn't decide it was important to teach her Spanish, so that's fine, right? It's a choice that you as a parent make. It has. And so I don't even think it's a conscious thing. Sometimes it's just like, that's the language that I currently use. So that's what I'm going to talk to my children in. Right. So I don't think it has to do anything with that. Every time someone asks me, why'd you teach your kid that if we're in America? Right. Because I get told that a lot.
That's the dumbest shit. If somebody tells me that, I look at him with the dumbest face like, did you just hear yourself?
I just say it was important to me. Right. I don't, because in my family, we have lost a lot of our history because.
But is it Mexico in America? Like North America? South America.
Yeah.
We're Americans, bitch. Y'all ain't never heard Los Tigres?
The Tigers of the North? The Tigers
They've
of
been
the
talking
North.
political shit for a long motherfucking time. Like, bitch, we are Americans, so fuck you.
So.
But anyways,
Do their
go ahead.
Folsom Prison cover?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Have you ever seen it? Oh, bro. I'll play it after the
They
podcast.
fucking
Yeah.
kick ass.
So, this teacher came up to me and said, while I get that these kids need their education, right? Because they can't be just sitting there like bumps on a log, right?
Yeah.
They're forcing the teachers in some of these school districts in the RGV to learn Spanish to be bilingual teachers, even though you didn't go to be a bilingual teacher because these kids don't know English, right?
Yeah.
So she feels like we're shafting our own kids, right, to the side because it's almost like they don't matter because now we're having to shift another way because so many kids are coming into our schools right now. And she's like, I get it. She's like, but why is that fair to me that I have to now go put myself through school again? She's like, I have to get into
they
more
should be
debt.
paying for
They're
them
not.
to do that.
That's the thing.
God, I'm so sick
They're
of
not.
this.
Did you see the San Diego news that came out yesterday? That San Diego will be offering migrant children flown into San Diego Convention Center in-person teaching, according to the apparent internal memo from the San Diego County Superintendent of Schools. So they're going to have in-person teaching.
But our kids have to go. But our kids
are
have
still
to do
doing
in
virtual.
virtual. How is that fair?
So in the memo, it states that there has been support for this project and it will be voluntary for educators. So educators that want to get paid and go make money, they can go teach the migrants in person. But they'll be paid for their time. They also have to be assured that their testing and safety measurements, protocols. It's a lot of clips, but yeah, pretty crazy. People are pretty upset
That's what
about
I
that.
mean. There's so much to untangle in this.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Here's why I said, why I'm saying this mess has been created. And it's because of when I asked one of the immigrants why she didn't cross when Trump was in office, she said, he made it too hard for us.
And so, I understand what Trump was trying to do, secure the border, and I get it. But the administration fucked up royally. And again, look, hey, I voted for him 2 times, 2016 and this time. And when something's wrong, it's just wrong. And so I get what he was trying to do, but I think his whoever that he had in control of the border and all of those things, they fucked up royally, because I do understand that there's children who are being sex trafficked and whatever. But when you separate them, right, and you don't keep track, because they didn't keep track of the children and the adults that accompanied them, they had been shipped off to 3 other places from the border, these kids, throughout the United States. And the parents were already deported without keeping track of the people that came together. And so, yes, I understand that you were there was some children being trafficked, maybe, okay. But if you don't keep record of these motherfuckers after you realize who is the biological parent and who was just being trafficked, then that's a fucking problem.
Well, she said that
because those kids, this happened. Those kids, that's trauma.
Well,
that's
some
trauma.
of those
They'll
kids,
never see their
those
parents
are not
again.
Their parents.
Some.
But she was saying that they have to, in order for them to verify, she said, who they're coming with, they have to track down now their their birth certificate to make sure it matches that parent, right? And so when I said, when I asked the girl, why are they separating in the one, this was the one that was kind of afraid to talk. I had 2 of them. The other one's the one that's willing to talk. The other one was like, nah, bro, my husband already got let go. I can't lose my job too. So that girl, she said, all I can tell you is President Trump was following what was already in place. And I said, what does that mean? I said, so you're saying that it was in place when Obama was in office? She goes, like this.
Who built the cages, Joe?
She just said,
no, I agree.
All I can
he built
say-
the cages, but the
no,
Trump
no.
administration did not keep track of these people the way that they should have.
Nobody did. Not even the first administration. Not even the Obama administration.
I don't think in the Obama administration they separated
They
families
did.
the way that they did
They-
this time. And you're talking about thousands of kids that are in the foster care system in the United States now, while dad and mom or whoever they came with has already been deported prematurely.
And she said that the reason they have to separate them is because technically, in addition to, obviously, you know what I'm saying, they have to verify this is the parent. They can't house children in the same jail as adults.
An adult, okay.
So
I understand.
That's
but
the
my
part.
issue is keeping track. Like, you didn't do the basics, bitch. And that's the fucking problem.
Exactly.
Again, I voted for the bitch twice.
And again in 2024, yeah.
And probably, I'm just saying.
Isn't he going to be too old though?
Fuck no.
No, he's still ready to go, girl. He's recharging
Yeah.
his battery right
He
now.
sure is. With that Regina Keene and all the fucking stem cells.
But I think that was a mistake on his part, and not his part, but the people that were in control of doing those things. I think that was a royal fuck up, and I think it could have been a better outcome had the little things been
I think
taken
everything
care of.
could be a better outcome, man.
Of course.
Now's probably the best time to play this clip, actually. Let me see if I can get it to, because none of y'all have heard it. I need another extension cord, otherwise, so I could turn the monitor next time and we can see stuff.
Oh, okay.
So next time we'll do
right.
that.
Oh, ooh, that's
You know what I'm
awesome.
saying? Pull that
Yeah,
shit up
hell
kind of
yeah.
thing.
The deadliest massacre of Latinos in modern U.S.
This is
history
Jorge Ramos, by
happened
the
in
way.
this
Your boy.
castle.
Stand him.
So the fear among Latinos, and you know this, is very real. So let me start with an issue that is causing a lot of division in this country, immigration.
Do I have to put these on here?
Vice President
I'm
Biden,
sorry, yes.
as a presidential candidate
Start over.
in 2008, you supported the border wall, saying, unlike most Democrats, I voted for 700 miles of fence. This is what you said. Then you served as vice president in an administration
Who's
that
he talking
deported
to?
3
Biden.
million people, the most ever in U.S. history.
And I said that.
Did you do anything to prevent those deportations? I mean, you've been asked this question before and refused to answer, so let me try once again. Are you prepared to say tonight that you and President Obama made a mistake about deportations? Why should Latinos trust you?
What Latinos should look at is comparing this president to the president we have is outrageous, number one. We didn't lock people up in cages. We didn't separate families. We didn't do all of those things, number one. Number two, Number two, by the time this is the president who came along with the DACA program. No one had ever done that before. This is the president who sent legislation to the desk saying he wants to find a pathway for the 11 million undocumented in the United States of America. This is the president who's done a great deal. So I'm proud to have served with him. What I would do as president is several more things, because things have changed. I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border. All those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard. That's who we are. We're a nation that says if you want to flee and you're fleeing oppression, you should come.
Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren both looked down.
The president just changed, saying women who were
Bernie
being
Sanders
beaten and abused
is not an open
could no
border type of
longer
guy.
claim that as a reason for asylum. And by the way, retrospectively, the 25th anniversary of the Violence Against Women Act is up. The Republican Congress has not reauthorized it. Let's put pressure on them to pass the Violence Against
Changing the
Women Act
subject.
now. But then we'll go back.
you didn't answer the question.
Well,
the question
I
is,
did answer the question.
did you make a mistake with those deportations?
The president did the best thing that was able to be done at the
How about
time.
you?
I'm the vice president of the United States.
Secretary Castro, would you?
That was it. So when he's asked that now, he refuses to say that I never said that.
He said he never said that.
I know. He says I never said it.
heard him say that a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, fuck, I don't remember hearing that. But me and you talked about this before, because the most people deported was in 1 year under Obama and Biden. It was like 400,000 plus. And not all of them were criminals. They were taking heavy measures to get these people coming outside of their job, get these people waiting outside of schools. Like, these things were not humane. Y'all were saying y'all were gonna, if they were criminals or if they went to jail or if they committed some kind of offense, that's when you were gonna send them back. There was no mercy. And then in that same year when they deported 400,000 people, there was also 5,000 plus children who were sent into the American foster care system. So I don't think this thing has ever been done humanely.
Yeah, I think...
And he did say, surge the fucking border.
Verbatim.
And that is a goddamn shame.
And they are surging the border. So the border patrols...
Jesus
okay, so check this
Christ.
out.
Thank you for that, Rob.
You're welcome.
So let's just say someone is... So they're... And we all know that there's crooked people on our side. We don't need a rocket science to tell us
It's
that.
just called
right?
thinking critically, bitch.
Yeah, I mean,
That's it.
So, meanwhile...
Back at the ranch.
They're crossing whatever shit they need to get over here, right? Because we've got a bigger issue we got to focus on. It's all these people coming in.
Said surge.
Okay.
Do you need me to replay it, Marissa? Do you want to hear it again?
No, I don't want to hear it again. I'm disgusted.
And these people are coming, and the border patrols can't really do their job. You should see how exhausted they are. I just want to say that.
They look exhausted in the
Are
videos.
they doing cocaine?
Listen,
At least 5 hour energy.
They don't have enough people right now because they've got them round because there's so many people coming in at not every 2 hours, not every 5 hours, every hour, a minimum of like 2,000 people are coming. And so they're just, and basically they're just waiting like this. Let's just say this is my clipboard.
Yeah.
We're just waiting like this.
And Senator, I think it was
here we go.
Langford that was making the videos recently. When he was there were so many people one time that they were just not even doing they weren't writing any information, just letting him go. Just like, dude, we can't process as many people. Just go. They just let him go.
Yeah. That's what they
Not
said.
writing a name or a single piece of information
That's why
down.
some of them bring sandwiches and toys and say, here you go, and here's some water. And when we asked if we could give that stuff, they said, I'm sorry, we can't. Like, it has to be us or an actual facility. I get you're trying to do that, but I'm sorry, we can't allow it. And, we're not even supposed to allow y'all to be this close right now. So, you know what I'm saying? Just so you know. And they're exhausted. Their households, per the Border Patrol wives that came and bought merchandise from me, okay? I should have just put my phone on record, right? For everyone that said something and just not let them know, right? That I was recording them. Oh, why didn't I think of that?
You need a headband with a GoPro.
With a GoPro?
Yeah,
A
with
GoPro?
Hey,
just
I
a
was
little
so
one where
hard.
they can't tell.
Listen, I came straight from
Her adventures for real.
I came straight from.
We already have that.
Yeah, we came straight from this trip to the show, so we didn't even get to go back to to
shower?
That's
nothing.
right. Ooh.
Damn,
We
that's
had to
hardcore.
change.
The balls was
Good
sweaty.
thing it was an
and
outdoor
the
facility
vag
or an
was-
outdoor venue.
Listen, I didn't get
My
a chance
goodness.
to like decompress and take it all in. And then the fact that people that were there at the show saw my story and they wanted to tell me what's really going on because they're workers
Yeah.
or teachers.
And they live right there.
And they live right there. And obviously a lot of someone told me about Los Polleros. She said, God, I should have saved her message. And I have it. It's in there. Once I find it, I might repost it. So she said Los Polleros, I guess, are like the ranchers in Mexico that treat these people like shit. We all know that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, because that's also not fair. I didn't know that the illegal Mexicans that cross over, they say, bitch, go back. Here you go. Because it's just a skip and a hop away. But unless you're in the triangle, you get processed and you get the benefits of the asylum and all that. And I was like, are you for real? Or are you just lying to me?
I think if I'm not mistaken, when immigrants come from like Asia and the Middle East, America even gives them money to be able to start a business and do their thing.
We're doing
here.
that right now.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Like,
listen,
why is that?
a
I
good
don't know.
question.
That's something we need to look into.
I don't know. Again, this is somebody telling me that's a worker. So guys, again,
Yeah.
like Marissa said,
Take it with a grain
we
of
don't
salt.
know.
I don't know.
We don't know if this is. I don't really know that they get this Visa card with $1,200 on it, but they do get a ticket to anywhere they want to go to.
Oh, there's plenty of pictures of that. That's true.
So they do get. So let's just say you came, right, and you're telling me I have family in Maryland. Can you send me over there? We give you a flight, a ticket round to one way, and you stay in Maryland. Now you're Maryland's problem. Now you're an immigrant over there, and you figure it out. Maryland, you figure it out, right? So,
But we ain't got money for so many things. But we got money
okay,
for
the
this.
Fresh Project can't even get
No.
Get some
funding.
goddamn water.
Nope.
The Fresh Project can't even get funding, you know what I'm saying, for what they're trying to do in our own city.
Yep.
The Fresh
So much
Project, if
red
you
tape.
haven't heard that episode, guys, be sure to log on to that to check that one out so that you know what I mean by the Fresh Project. And that's helping our own homeless here in our city, right? Which I know a lot of people feel a certain way about homeless, and that's fine. I do too.
A lot of them are veterans, guys.
You know, but a lot of our veterans are not being taken care of. By the way, when I used to have my job
Breathe.
placement agent, when I used to have my job placement agency, and I went to go help my client get a job there in the mailroom, the way they treat these veterans in their own veteran hospital,
Girl, that hospital was a joke.
it's disgusting.
The VA hospital? Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
What's it
It's
called?
like
the one right
a-
here and on McGregor.
Yeah,
right
you
here.
hear bad things about it, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
I was disappointed. This guy was pissed. I was just sitting there, and my client, because obviously he's deaf, he was like, "What is he yelling about?" I was like, "He's pissed because he's been trying to get his medicine for the past 2 months, and he couldn't get his refill, bro. His refill." He's like, "I fucking serve my country."
Amen.
He's like,
I'd be so mad if I was those veterans.
Amen.
okay, not to bring up my sister's business, right? But her ex-husband, who is also considered,
Military.
military, he didn't even use the military like insurance.
Yeah.
My sister would still get insurance for both of them because it's
Because it's
shit.
so shitty.
It's shitty for them. And I get it. It's like it's apples and oranges to a lot of people. Like, don't compare veterans to immigrants because a lot of people feel that way. Okay? A lot of people say, how dare you even, insult our veterans? But it's really
not an
happening.
Insult. I'm pissed off because we're taking money from these social programs and putting them elsewhere. And that's a problem.
It's a big problem.
And we got enough money to take care of our veterans. I'm sorry.
We do. And I feel like if they served, especially like...
Boo, I feel like if you've been to war, we should even pay for their home.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm
not against
saying
that
a
at all.
$200,000 home. I'm just saying we need to pay for them to have a place to live.
Because they only get a loan, right? They get
Yeah,
a loan.
they get a loan.
No, but see, that's what I feel like. I think they should be given X amount of money. Let's just say hypothetically.
Let's say 150.
150. If you want anything more than 150,
Then
you need to come out of your
amen.
pocket.
Girl,
but
we
I
can
think
high five on this shit.
but they served our country, guys. I'm sorry, that's not something I would give up.
And
I wouldn't
especially
do
if
it.
they went to war, boo,
Exactly.
that's
The
a
only way that
different kind
happens
of
is if they
beast.
die. Like if you're married, they'll pay for a portion of your spouse's
See?
home.
But why
Why you
gotta
gotta die for?
Why I gotta die, bitch?
You see how fucked up shit is? That's what I mean, guys. And for all of you guys that attacked me on social media when I posted these videos of immigration and how you said, well, what are you doing about it? That's just it.
I'm trying to
Informing
learn,
myself.
number one.
I went down there to understand what is happening so that I wasn't being a zookeeper to the person who called me that. I wasn't being a zookeeper. I was wanting you to see what the media is not wanting to show us.
Yes.
Okay. I wanted you to see what real life is happening. I couldn't record in when I would ask the immigrants these questions because it was not allowed. There's no way Border Patrol was going to let me. And secondly, there was no way although that night, the guy that initially was going to be the connect to go down there to the border area, they have connect with the Border Patrol where the Border Patrol's just letting them record it. You just stand behind and he's just, but this is where they're catching them. When they text Pete and said, hey, if y'all want to come join us tonight, we're going to go. I said, I had enough for a day. I don't want to go.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's
I
too
said, I
much.
can't see it anymore. I don't want
And
to
then
see
the
it
fucking
anymore.
helicopters with the.
I don't want to
I'm
see it
good.
anymore. I'm done for the day. I'm
that
actually
on?
done for a long
Eternity.
time.
Yeah.
I was like, I saw it from my own eyes. It is very overwhelming, guys. I don't know if it was me, my hormones, because I'm pregnant.
It didn't help, I'm sure.
Or what. But y'all, I got in the car. Okay, so I forgot to say this. When we got in the car, they said, let me show you guys where they go turn themselves in, because that's all they do. They go search for the border patrols. That's what they're trying to do. So he's like, look, so they found the Border Patrol. The Border Patrol has them sitting there. The lady's like this with the paper, trying to fan her child like this. And I just start crying and Pete turns around like, fuck is your problem? I said, I
Because
just
you're
can't.
looking at it from a human point of view.
I said, where?
You're
and
looking at it like a mom.
It's a baby. A baby. She's fanning him. Yes, bitch. What did you think was going to happen on your trip? You're fanning your baby because your baby is hot as fuck. It is hot. Y'all, I got a sunburn.
Oh, you did. You got a
I
nice
got a
little tan.
sunburn from being out there for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
These people have been traveling for 4 months to get here.
Carrying a
Fucking,
fucking.
where was their food though? How are they feeding them? Because she didn't have nothing on her.
Well, you know who's taking care of them to an extent.
Who?
The cartel.
Nah, boo.
They are.
They're brutal.
No, they're standing back there with guns,
Yeah.
bro, like this. They're walking with them. Hurry it up, because
A lot of those women have been raped.
Oh, yeah.
let me tell you what else.
It's
Some of
when
them-
they encounter the cartel, it's a 50-50
Yes.
chance, boo.
Yeah.
And guess what? They said, Border Patrol said, you better hope you're ugly or on your period
Yep. And it's true.
so that they don't touch you.
Yep.
You better hope you're on your period and you're ugly.
My
Because you're
dad.
two of those things. If you're pretty and you ain't on your period, oh, you finna give up something.
Thank God I'm ugly.
So dumb.
Hey, I remember my dad telling me because he crossed. And I don't like to say illegal because ain't nobody in this world illegal.
Hey, calm down, all right?
But they're not. And but
they
when
are.
he was
Go. Because I'm going to talk to my mom about this again this weekend. I need to hear the story again.
But he told me how, and of course, when he was crossing, he was fucking 20 years old, you know, a single dude coming over here, maybe 19. And he had to help a woman because she was being raped. And so it's just, you know, it's a risk. It's a
I can't.
It's a
man.
brutal trip. And they were just coming from Mexico. Now think about the people coming from.
Honduras,
Salvador,
Guatemala, El
yeah.
Salvador. So
the Middle East.
I saw this video, guys. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah,
Oh,
oh yeah.
But a lot of them come from the Canadian border, boo. I'm just
Oh, some of them do. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, but some
at
of
the one
them-
here in South Texas, they've already caught people on
Yeah.
watch lists that
Yeah,
are from
yeah.
the Middle East.
It's crazy. That I didn't know. I honestly, I swear to you, I didn't know about that.
well, you brought that up last time. I think we talked about it
Yeah.
a little
when
bit.
I heard, I was like, how the fuck they traveling like that? I was like, my God. Funny thing, when I showed my mom the video, she said, you couldn't pay me to cross like that. She goes, you couldn't pay me. She goes, I don't care. She goes, if your dad would have said, this is how we're coming to the U.S., I would have said, sit on it and twirl. I'm not doing it.
Sit on it and spin, bitch.
She's like, because I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not going to do it. She goes, and we didn't have kids. And even as a single, just he and I wouldn't have risked my life like that.
Yeah.
So,
but that's her.
Yeah.
You know? And at the end of the day, some people are so desperate that they're willing to take that trip, boo.
so here's the thing.
Well, false hope doesn't help that either.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It
That's
doesn't.
that's
and I feel like that's
and that's
inhumane.
why I said, guys, and that's why before anybody attacked me, because I hurt some people's feelings by saying this administration, right? Mm-hmm. I said this administration is lying to them, and that's what I mean by that. They're giving them false hope.
Yeah.
Although some of them are being given just a flight to wherever they want to go and a $1,200 visa to just kind of figure shit out wherever they're sending you to, right? Mm-hmm. But here's the thing, too. As a parent, I would have been like, I can't leave because my child is here. So either you... In return, can you find my child? Mm-hmm. Because I'm not trying to leave without my child.
What's happening is, remember, and look, this is an audio book that I've...
Oh, yeah. Marissa just told me about this audio book.
It's called Blood, Gun, and Money. You can find it on Amazon. And what he's doing is How America Arms Gangs and Cartels. And so what he's doing is he's going all the way back. And he's talking about our relationship with Central America and all of those things. And then I also saw there's this ex-CIA agent, and
Mm-hmm.
he worked for the United States government to overthrow other countries. When we talked about this kind of when America wants resources from, let's say, Guatemala or Honduras or whatever it is, because we have a long history with these countries. And what we do is there are certain steps that the U.S. takes, right? And when they encounter a government who doesn't want to bend, like that's why they had so many problems with Saddam Hussein, because he wasn't the one. They tried a couple things to try to overthrow the government. They armed people. They did all of these things. That's what we do. And when he wouldn't bend, and he wouldn't bend. The last step is they have a team called Jackals, and what the Jackals do is they try to actually assassinate you, right? And so it was so hard for Saddam Hussein to be assassinated because there was no one like him. He had body doubles. He had motherfuckers getting plastic surgery. So it was really, really hard for them to succeed in that way. But so what they do is they try to, like I said, arm rebels, overthrow the government. And then when that happens, they go and they make this country dependent on America. So they cripple the economy. And so, again, that's why you see these people trying to come over here, because we've gone to these other countries and we've ruined everything. But then again, when they overthrow a government, there's no law and order anymore. There's no government. It's being run by the people who overthrew the government.
No infrastructure.
So the women are really the ones who are the most vulnerable, because if you have a business in Guatemala or Honduras or whatever, they start to try to get you to pay them a tax, right? And then they raise it so high that they say, look, if you don't pay me, I'm going to kill you. And they've killed...
that's happening in Mexico, too. That's why my babysitter left.
And so they can't pay it. They've seen these groups, these terrorist groups, because they're causing terror and havoc in these other countries, kill their neighbor and the other neighbor. They've seen these things. They've witnessed these things. So a lady will literally, or people will literally pack their kids and fucking take off. And so it really does come out of desperation. Like we said before, people don't want to leave their country.
One lady did say they were threatening her and her children, so she had to leave. She said, excuse me, me querían secuestrar, however you say that word. She's like, me tenía que ir. I also know that Biden blames Trump also for no longer giving Honduras money, right? Is that something that's...
Yeah.
What's that about? Because I don't understand that.
I don't know what program or what he's claiming he defunded, but because
know,
of
Marissa,
climate
anything
change
about
and
that?
natural disasters.
Oh, yeah, because they're trying to blame it also on
climate change.
On climate change. Do you know
I
anything?
heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that.
But Rob, you know what made me think about Marissa, have you still seen that interview with Tucker Carlson and the
Salvadorian
president?
No, not yet.
Okay, I haven't watched it all either, but I need to finish it because here it made me think about that, Rob, because he must be doing lots of changes.
Oh yeah.
Because out of the
And it's always behind money.
1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 8 trips of rafts that I saw, every time we asked where they were coming from, I didn't hear a Salvadorian.
Wow. Yeah, it's mostly Honduras.
So it was Honduras and Guatemala. Guatemala and Honduras. So I'm wondering if the change is happening that much in El Salvador to where Salvadorians are not feeling the need to leave.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
previous to this new president, whatever, I forgot his name. I mean, El
He's kind of
Salvador.
like a Middle Eastern name.
yeah,
right?
he actually
Like-
looks a little Middle Eastern.
Yeah, he does.
So El Salvador had the biggest murder rate in the world. The biggest so people were leaving in droves before the Trump administration around that time. Now it's just like, I guess he's turned things around and things are better. It feels like they have infrastructure there. They have an economy worth staying for. People want to, stay in their country. But can you imagine not wanting, why wouldn't you leave if you're living in a country where
Yeah, exactly. That's
Highest
how, I mean,
murder rate
I
in the
wouldn't
world.
leave any. But I also saw someone make a comment on that same video that they posted where all the kids, like people were running to the border patrol. This is not my video, guys. This is like someone else's video that I saw. Someone from Germany posted on there. They're like, we have the same problem because we just give money to immigrants, and meanwhile they call it Ger, and then money, money, instead of Germany, right?
Yeah.
That's what their nickname because
is
they
money?
because they give them the money.
Yeah.
They give immigrants money, which is weird though, because my mom's friend who is from Peru said it was easier for her to go to Germany than it was for her to come to the United States to do anything. But she was illegal in Germany for a hot minute until she obviously found someone who married her, and
Lucky bitch.
yeah, and they're not like legit married, but he's an older man, and she still takes care of him. She does her own thing on the
I
side.
bet she does.
But she just takes care of him. He's an older man, like make sure his food and everything. I don't know about that kind of taken care of, because she got her own little relationship on the side.
Okay.
So which was my mom's. My mom knows the guy, and but he helped them out, and so she felt like she knows that she's given up ever being able to have a relationship with anybody else, like to where she can move out and go live with someone else.
Yeah.
And she says that she was fine with that because she will be forever indebted to this man for all that he did for her and her child, because
Yeah.
they
If you're
went over
fearing
there.
for your life, that's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but y'all should look it up. Y'all should read his books. It's Confessions of an Economic Hitman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't read it. I started it, but I still, that's
Like
me and a
most
lot of books.
I know, dude.
Ex-CIA. You can
said
probably get it in Audible.
I
but
said
it's a
that
good
I was going to
breakdown.
do it. The voice was boring. Pete had it in
Yeah.
I know.
the voice. I was like, I can't do this. I have to read it myself.
It's okay. But it's
how's the voice on that book?
Boring.
Boring. Damn, I have a hard. I start to think about other shit. Literally,
I
my
can't
brain
read
goes.
everything and make it interesting. Shit.
I read it. I like to be able to
Yeah.
highlight shit too,
Yeah.
like things that are important in there. So like that's another thing. But guys, like I don't want to make this all about the Border Patrol.
Too
'cause
late. It's
this
an hour
is-
and a half in.
Yeah, because I want to talk about one other little thing real quick.
Tell us, boo.
Y'all know what it. You know what it is. But
Oh, shit.
real quick, just let's all do our part. Let's just say this, so that no one is like, "Fuck you, Marisol," or "Fuck you, Marissa."
I mean, they're gonna say that.
Probably, yeah. Still, let's just all agree that we're all going to do our homework and
Yeah.
research both parties, because that's what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that both parties probably have a plan. I don't know what the plan is, right?
They do?
Maybe. That's what I said.
think so.
I'm hoping. That's what I hope for, right? That's the hopeful in me, because nobody.
The problem is it's so politicized. Like, I see, what's his name, Ted Cruz down there, and Lindsey Graham and all these people. But where were you in the last administration? Because there was inhumane things happening at that time. And where you were in the administration before that, and the one before
was
that.
he still
Oh yeah.
senator during
He's been
Obama?
around. And
Ted
so
Cruz?
and that's why it's like, this is the problem. Because yes, it is fucked up, and I'm glad that you're there, and I'm glad that you're showing it. But it's been fucked up. Why? And that's the thing, is that's why you can never. I can't have respect for these people because you always wait till the other side is in the hot seat for you to start saying, see, look at what's happening, look at what's going on.
Well, I think they both do it.
Yeah, it's the name of the game, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And that's why
both these motherfuckers do it.
Yup. And that's why it's so hard for me to respect either side and any of these people, because it's so apparent. You see them playing these games. And if we would just kind of step back and just look at it as, okay, let's problem solve.
With every cycle, you got to think that hopefully people are learning, like we're doing right now. Like more people are opening their eyes to this information.
It's just 3 people.
Yeah. But the people
I mean,
listening,
No, he's saying like the people
Yeah.
listening. Let's
Yeah.
hope that they
do their part,
by
and
us,
they're telling
by us
people.
talking
Yes.
about it. They.
Yeah.
And here's another thing. I don't know if you saw that press conference. What's his name? Lindsey
Lindsey Graham.
Lindsey Graham.
Graham. When he said, was it him or the other guy that said, "Stop
He's like,
asking
look
me"?
at them. Go ask them
Go ask
bitches.
this.
Yeah,
and he
I
said,
saw that.
And I love when he said, "I'm just a politician." And I'm like, finally, somebody fucking said it. I'm just a fucking politician, bitch. I make shit up with other people. You know what I'm saying? Go ask them. And it's true. I wish they would have asked him, because when I talk to these poor Border Patrol folks,
God,
I like had this knot in my throat, and I was like, bitch, you better get it the
Keep it
fuck together.
together.
I like clenched. I don't know how I didn't break the back of my teeth from where I was clenching so hard from where they were telling me. I was like, keep it the fuck together. Like, quit being such a pussy.
You're a
Because
G.
you don't need another
You're a G.
eyelash
Talk to
falling out.
yourself.
Exactly. And listen, Marissa, my eyelash appointment's this Friday, all right? Y'all,
Stop
by the
poking
way,
fun.
my eyelashes are falling off so much faster because of this damn pregnancy. They like shed, like
Interesting.
because they're growing out.
Yeah.
They grow,
Oh.
so it's an extension. So your eyelash grows.
Is that for real? They grow when you're pregnant?
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, you grow more. Your hair grows faster. Your nails grow faster. Like, I already need a refill, and this ain't even been 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
That's wild.
It's from your vitamins
Yeah.
that you take, your prenatal vitamins. That's what happens. But so speaking about my eyelashes,
What?
when we were on the boat, y'all.
Just falls off.
Were you on one of those fast ones with the
Yes,
I was wondering how your lashes were doing, girl, on that boat.
I was like this the whole time, and the guy where I was sitting next to, he was like, "Are you all right?
Said, man, why
Are you
keep covering
okay?"
your face?
I just said, there's just too much wind. I didn't want him to know. But y'all, I couldn't even open my eyes because we were going so fast.
The wind was keeping them
Like
shut. They were
this.
just blowing.
No, my eyelashes were going like this.
Lord have
You know, like
mercy.
hair, how
Yeah.
it flies? Pete was I said, babe, I had to close my eyes the whole time until he said we're going to stop here. And then I opened them up, and then I was like,
Oh my God, girl.
so I'm sure a shitload of them flew off there. And I was wearing sunglasses. If I wouldn't have been wearing sunglasses,
You should have blue blockers on,
Oh
girl.
my God, I would have been in hella trouble for real.
Oh,
so
my goodness. What were you gonna touch on, boo? What were you
Yeah.
gonna say? I fucking fucked you up.
you did. I forgot. Oh, I was saying I was just trying to be a G and just really not cry, because it's amazing how even though they're having to see thousands and thousands of people an hour, they still have, from what talking to them, it was amazing to me that they still haven't just become hard and like, fuck these motherfuckers. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying there's not some
Yeah.
that already have,
Some
okay?
do.
But because I'm sure some of them are just over it. They're like, here we go again. You know what I'm saying? But those that were there, the ones that told me about the extra sandwiches and, you know, the little toys they take, I just said, how do they do it? Because I'm sure who they're picturing is their children getting on these
Yeah, for
buses.
sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So bless their heart.
In that moment, it makes you hard to judge.
Yeah.
You just want to help. And that's it.
And the person that said, who talked all this shit and called me a KKK lover and
Oh my
all
God.
no, that's what he called me. He said I was a
so
KKK
aggressive.
lover. I said, is that what the media has taught you to believe? Just because you vote a certain way, you're a KKK lover, bro? Democrats came
That's
up
a
with
straight
KKK.
dummy to say that.
So KKK lover is what he called me. And so with that being said, what I was just trying to get at was some of these people who are the Border Patrol guys who are there. I'm sure some of them are exhausted and tired and over it, right? They don't probably give a fuck anymore. Like, go, bitch, I ain't gonna do nothing. And he was saying, why don't you catch them? Why don't you catch them and turn them in? No need to catch them. They're turning themselves in because right now we're giving him
That's incentive.
an incentive.
I can't believe that they
So-
told you this.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
wild.
It was. I showed Pete. He was
All
like,
you're trying to do is learn.
Just educate yourself. Yeah.
Just that's all you're trying to do. And I mean,
and I needed to see it with my own eyes versus watching all these videos
Yeah.
on Instagram that everybody's posting. You know, I did see one yesterday of this guy interviewed a little girl from Belize. Not interviewed, they were crossing by themselves, and he was like, oh shit. And he's like, where are your parents? He's like, no, we came by ourselves. The little girl from Belize is 12 years old. She spoke great English. I mean, it had a little bit of an accent, but she was talking perfect. He's like, how do you know English? She's like, oh, I learned it in Belize. She's like, you did? She's like, well, where's your mom? She's like, in Belize. She goes, where's your dad? In Houston, Texas. She goes, that's where I'm going. When I thought about that, that's like me sending off Nikki by her. Are you sending off your son by yourself? By himself to travel this hard road. So these kids were together. There was a 12-year-old, 14-year-old, 17-year-old, a 10-year-old, and an 11-year-old.
And it's a miracle that they were able to stay together.
No, they didn't travel together. They were by
they
themselves. They met.
They posseed
So
up.
they were like, oh shit, hey, you're by yourself? Me too. Oh, and
Nice.
they kept
that's what I would've done.
Kept traveling. Oh shit,
Yeah.
you're by yourself? Me too.
Come on, bitch. Join the crowd.
Exactly.
Hell
so then,
yeah.
and the guy interviewing, which is what most people are doing. You think I'm going to go call immigration and just say, hey, they're crossing, come get them. Even though it'd probably be better for them than to keep traveling this road right now with what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
But he just said, he goes, you know where to go, right? The Border Patrol's over there waiting for everybody who's coming through here. She goes, but this lady told us to go take a right. He's like, no, I think the Border Patrol moved. He's like, they're right there now. So this guy's telling them where to go, right? Because that's who they're trying to go look for, is the Border Patrol.
Yeah.
So they were going to go, they traveled without parents. The oldest one was 17. The one that was 17 didn't really want to talk.
Yeah.
But the other ones, the littler ones, they don't know any better,
Yeah.
So they were like down. They're like, well, where are your parents? Most of their parents were in Guatemala. And they're like, where are you going? She's like, well, I'm hoping that when I get to the Border Patrol, they'll call my uncle and my uncle will come get me. Right. And so they said hoping.
Yeah.
Not he's going to, or I will, or it's I'm hoping. Right. So then what happens is exactly what Marissa says. Now, how are we going to locate the parent? So now what's going to happen is they're going to go into the system. When I was just kind of analyzing everything, I was thinking about when I used to work for the foster agency, there was 2 little girls from El Salvador. They were about to turn 18. They didn't have papers. They didn't have family. They were just going to be wanderers. But one of the ladies was like, we have to call, what is it, INS on them. I was like, bitch, they've been in our system. Why are you finna call them? Why are you finna call INS on them? That's before, I didn't know, we're talking about years ago when I worked for the foster agency. And I was like, wait a minute. So I started thinking about that on my trip back. I was like, oh my God. So what now? What happened to them? I wonder. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was pretty much written up because I would help. You're not supposed to help children in the foster home.
Yeah.
So I got written up twice. One more strike and I was going to be let go. So I just quit myself before they let me go because I knew that I was not going to stop trying to do stuff. So I was just like, let me find a new job because I'm obviously taking this home with me if I can't separate work and these foster children.
This is the most compassionate KKK member I have ever encountered. This motherfucking Ku Klux Klan motherfucker who is so compassionate. I don't understand it.
That's so funny.
Where
What's
did you
everybody's
come from?
time like today? What time you got to bounce, Marissa?
What time is it?
She's got a doctor's appointment.
At 2. It's 12:30.
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
12:45 good? I don't think we're going to go that long, but
Okay, let me ask you a question, actually, Marissa. So with everything we've talked about today, what in your mind, how do you rationalize the outcome without saying something that will get this removed from YouTube? So don't use terms that big tech doesn't like to be used when
Like
it comes to
COVID day?
or the election. Don't we're talking about election here. Just be a little broad. Don't be really specific with what you might actually think. But to think that Biden got the most votes in history at 81 plus million, right?
He did?
He did.
Yes.
Well, I mean, this is what we've been told, right?
Okay.
And then while at the same time, Trump got the most votes.
He got the most black and brown votes.
He got the most votes overall of any sitting president in history as well. And then this is our outcome.
Yeah.
How do you rationalize that in your head? What happened? Was it that big tech pushed so many more people the other way? Or was it that many people themselves, without seeing what the mainstream media was saying, really wanted him out of office and Biden in office?
I think we all want somebody to blame. for everything. I mean, they were really making Trump pay for America's sins from 100, 200, 300 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that he was a perfect candidate. I mean, there was a lot of things that were fucked up, but I think that the media, portrayed him in the most fucked up ass way, that people they hated his guts. And even when he was making points, good points, those things were still construed and bent and turned and twisted into all these, just to bad things. And people just wanted him out. I mean, they blamed him for absolutely everything. Again, we blamed him for every single sin that America has ever committed. And it took the form of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So if there's racism in America, he embodied all of the fucked up things that we are as a country. And I think that a lot of it had to do with the media. There's... Yeah. When you just want a whipping boy, you want somebody to blame, and I think that he was that. And so you hate all of these things about this country, yet you don't go out to be proactive and do anything to fix it. But it's easier to not do anything, but it's easier to point the finger, right? Instead of actually do something. And so again, the media made it seem like he was the Antichrist.
Yeah.
And we were just so eager to get rid of him, you know?
Are your headphones on or off?
They're on now.
Okay, good.
I just shook
jiggle
it.
Shake it.
But and that's why I have the media's fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
They really are, and they have a lot of power and they have a lot of control. And was he perfect? Absolutely
Of course
not.
No.
But when I looked at the candidates from 2016, I really do feel like Hillary Clinton and her husband did a lot to destroy programs that benefited children, veterans, and a lot of things like that. So for me, I'm just looking
you're about
at
to get a lot of people mad with Hillary right now.
No, I mean, she was no good. And I'm not
Hillary.
voting for you just because you're a woman, and I'm
Thank you.
not voting for you just because you're a Democrat, because at that time, I was a Democrat.
She really thought that being a woman was going to get her the seat.
She really did.
I think she did. And look, I'm still a registered Democrat, but again, I'm not married to
Get
any.
out.
Look, I'm not married to any political party or any ideology. I give a fuck about people, and that's kind of how I do my thing, and that's how I make my decisions. I just, for her, to me, I felt like it would have been more of a detriment to the people in this country. And for Biden, I felt like it would have been more of it. Because look, Biden's had, 40 years?
47.
47 years legislating?
No, 100 and his
120.
I'm going to need you to stop.
Did you see that clip?
No.
Where he said, when I was in office 120 years ago.
Was he being facetious?
No.
He really was.
He was talking about the
Stop.
filibuster. He was talking about the filibuster, and he said, when I first became senator 120 years ago, and then just kept going. Just completely forgot.
For me, when I was making my decision, I just kind of said, okay, is Trump perfect? No.
Trumpet.
Trumpet.
Is Trumpet
Having a Biden
is
moment.
Trumpet perfect? No, right? But she's the one who had the record. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And so I was just kind of going by those things. And then for Biden, he had so much time to redeem himself, and he never did.
No.
So I was willing to kind of, in the first time, gamble.
Yeah.
And the second time, continue to gamble. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way I tried to look at things. Like,
There's this video of him, you could tell Biden was trying to keep it together for the speech, a couple weeks ago. He was just like, all I got to do is just start off strong, right?
Oh my God.
And he's like, to light, he meant to say tonight, the first word, and then immediately his face just goes,
said
"Oh,
tonight."
fucked up. And then he just starts mumbling immediately.
I really feel like that's fucked up.
This is elderly abuse at
Yes,
its finest.
yeah.
it really
really
is.
is.
I think
feel-
that they
Just let him let him retire. And you know what pissed me off about Kamala? Here's another thing people don't know also. Kamala was trying to wear her big girl panties, right? And when Trump said, this is going back to DACA. So if you're a DACA recipient, right? When Trump was trying to build that wall, Kamala was one of the ones that said, nah, bitch, we're not building this. It's like, but I will grant citizenship to the DACA recipients if you help me build this wall. Why would I use, her thing was, why would I use taxpayer money to pay for these walls. He's like, because we're about to give citizenship to people who can't, because they can get deported. The DACA and they've never lived in Mexico. Mm-hmm. Some of them have, but they've never lived in Mexico. Like it's like these immigrant parents. They brought them here at a year old, 6 months.
They don't know anything.
They don't know anything else. How is that fair? They've gone to school here. They've made a business maybe here. You know what I'm saying? Or they've done whatever it is to be a good person in our society. And you couldn't, on two occasions, Trump presented DACA and she declined it twice. And it's on paper. It's on video.
Yeah.
Because they're playing politics.
If I would have been her, I would have been like, I want these people to get citizenship because it's not fair that they go back. They're not going to know what to do over there. How are they going to start over? They've never even been to, that's like me going to school in Mexico. I don't know how to conjugate verbs and
I get laughed out of the classroom.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, "Bitch, you was dumb." You know, get out of this classroom. It's like,
es mi día primero.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm just giving that as an example, but like, even to go start a business, you don't even know where to go apply for maybe like an LLC, if that's even a thing in Mexico. I don't even know how you I don't even know how you create a business.
No.
So
we barely know about our own politics, much less theirs.
Exactly. So that's what I mean. Like me, if I were to be her, and that's what people, I can't believe that so many people voted for somebody like that. And then let's not talk about all the people she put in jail.
Honey.
Like, why didn't we talk about that? And Tulsi called her out on it. And I really thought that when Tulsi called her out on it at those debates,
Girl,
I said,
she had no answers.
I thought for sure people are going to be like, nah, this is not happening. And
You
it
know
did.
that
the Democratic establishment just went after her harder, and then they started saying that she was a Russian whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like, really, someone who served this country, someone who's seen
She's got
bodies
solutions,
mangled,
bro. She's got solutions, and so many people don't even. I wish people would have seen that. She's got solutions. She actually cares for the people.
Yeah.
like at least in my opinion, from what I've seen from Tulsi, is she looks like she sincerely cares for the people, and it is probably why, because she's actually someone who served, right, and not a career politician.
Yeah, and I like her point when she would talk about how these politicians, right, who've only been to Ivy League schools and they've never
ran a business, never worked in the private sector,
worked a day in their life, right? How they're so quick to send our young boys and girls to war, just so what we can flex our muscle around the world and show how hard we are and how willing we are to go to war. Yet they've never been there and they've never experienced it, and they've never seen the blood, and they've never seen how gruesome it can be. And so she was saying that, look, I've seen these things, and I would be really take a lot of time to think about going to war before I did it. And I think that that's important. I think that they're so far removed, these politicians, from actual battle because they've never been in it, that it's so easy for them to say, send more troops.
That's why I was glad when Leslie Grant said, bitch, quit asking me.
Lindsey Graham.
Whenever quit asking me these motherfucking questions. These are the people who are firsthand dealing with this shit. Ask them. I'm just a politician, so I'm going to give you a political fucking answer, obviously. You see what I'm saying? Ask them. And guys, if you talk to these Border Patrol people like I did, you would be, okay, we've got a problem.
Yeah, you wouldn't be running your mouth like
you
a dummy.
You would not be talking shit to me and sending me messages and telling me that immigration's been happening. I am aware of it, guys.
Yes.
I wasn't born yesterday. My parents were immigrants.
Yeah, we're products of immigration.
Exactly. So yes, my parents did not cross. Funny thing, my dad made up his social security number when amnesty.
I love that.
That's such a cool story.
Amnesty happened. They let him keep it because nobody was using that number. So you see what I'm saying? So I am a product of it. So I completely 100% understand it. But the solution is not giving them a $1,200 Visa card and giving them a flight to wherever they need to go, when in reality, we've got to figure it out. I don't know what the solution is. If you ask me, amnesty doesn't sound like a bad thing.
Yeah.
If you ask me, right? Because I feel like, one, based on what it's explained, now they have rights. Now they can go ahead and not take $2.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, these people are taking advantage of them, right? Now we can keep track how many immigrants we actually have in the U.S. versus we don't have it. Because what Ronald Reagan basically said, not saying he's the best president or anything like that, but what he said is by creating amnesty, right, we have control of the immigrants, of what's happening here. But in order for amnesty to really happen and it work, we also have to have control of our border, right? So if we have control here and we have control here, then we could come up with a better system, right? So that people don't keep coming over here and risking their lives with their children and fleeing. There's got to be a better solution. And right now, what is in place, the catch and release.
It ain't it.
It's not it. I'm sorry. There's too many people coming. There's not enough border patrols to help out. We don't have enough facilities. It takes $9 billion, guys, to run one of these facilities. Where do you think that money is coming from?
Your pocket and your stimmy.
Yeah.
You remember what Tulsi, did you listen to her on Rogan? I know y'all did, right? How she
I
compared
think heard her on there twice.
the most recent one where she like in detail described Congress as high school. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was the
Those
the
are
best.
the people running this fucking country.
Yeah, just the fucking
A
nerds.
bunch of fucking
that,
Yes.
Ivy League idiots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people who probably made a 70, but it didn't matter because their family
C's get you
donated
degrees.
their family donated to Harvard and all that stuff. That's why I don't have respect for. I mean, yes, I'm glad you went to Harvard. That's great, but that doesn't necessarily mean you were smart. But yeah, I saw that. Like these are it literally is like high school. These are the people who run this fucking country, and that's why it's so.
And the way they
goddamn
attacked
sad.
her, it was like, like
it was
the
like
way,
Mean Girls.
Like Mean Girls.
Yeah,
Mean Girls.
it was
Yeah, it really
totally
was.
that. It was crazy. And then what pissed me off when they asked Kamala, is she going to go to the border? She's like, not today. What,
No.
bitch? Not today? Yes. You need to
Yesterday.
get it on the flight yesterday to go deal with that because it is serious. On top of that, guys, how are we going to have control of this COVID situation where now the president wants to
I'm
mandate a
hearing
mask
that
again?
numbers are going up again or something.
No, I mean,
Texas is going down supposedly since the mask mandate.
It was a little pop up on my news.
Okay, so supposedly this is new now. Also, the hospitals are getting paid for every immigrant that is coming in. So do you think that the hospitals want no immigrants in there? They do. It's a business.
Yeah.
That's why I don't have my child in the hospital, guys, because it is a
Pray
business.
for me because I'm gonna have my child in the hospital. Jesus.
you'll be fine.
So you'll
Please
be fine. Yeah. I just be getting mad about shit like that. And so anyway,
To go back to what you were saying, were you going to talk about the Governor Abbott tweet where it's like a 7-day low?
something like that.
And then Texas COVID cases dropped to a record low nearly 3 weeks after the mask mandate was lifted. There's hospitalizations dropped to a 6-month low. It's at a 4.9%. So it's great. Downward trajectory.
My mom doesn't believe it. She's like, that's bullshit. And I was like,
I didn't believe it when they said that we had high numbers.
I didn't believe it either.
Because
And it
when
was-
I found out that there was funding for every COVID case, that's when I started to say, okay.
when I
think that
know
there's
someone whose
Ears
parent
perked up.
died and they were trying to label it a COVID death and it was not a COVID
Yep.
death.
That was
That's
happening.
when I knew.
That was
Holy
happening.
shit, man! We got some serious. I got scared. I was like,
Did y'all hear the hyena talk about the schools earlier? I posted it on the What Did He Said page. No? Here, I'll let me real quick tie in the Bluetooth.
Oh, shit.
It's just, I mean, I don't know what time we're
Before
going
we-
out.
but-
Yeah.
before we
But do you
get-
realize how much there is to unpackage here? Like it's,
that's what I mean. We're never
I don't
gonna
know where to start.
I don't know where the solution is either.
And you're not a KKK member just because you're trying to figure it out.
Well, I mean, some people think that.
It's too much. I can't. Have they called me a KKK member yet?
Nah.
Okay.
No.
I wasn't
Ew.
sure. I don't know. I don't get the email.
But all I've been trying to do is pushing it. All I've been trying to do since this year is push an agenda. All I've been trying to do this year is trying to sway people to vote a certain way.
you always say it's your opinion. You never say, bitch, believe what I say.
Number one, we are done voted, boo boo. That's done with.
More people.
Whoop. Oh, yeah, Marissa, put the headphones on, girl.
More people are seeing that, yeah, affordable childcare is a big deal. More parents are seeing the value of educators when they had to bring their kids and saying, we're not paying them nearly enough. More people are seeing.
What? I can't even understand what she's saying because of the laugh. What did she say?
More people are saying how educators having their kids in school are a big deal and how they're not paying teachers enough. What that was her, yeah. So she's laughing at the parents are like, we need to get kids back in school. Now she's like, yeah, you see how important they are, huh? Ha ha ha. Like, bitch, you're the one that's saying they can't go to school.
We never said they weren't important.
I think all we've ever said is that they're underpaid. I think that's all we've ever said.
I actually went to go speak at my old junior high, and I legit got teary-eyed when I started talking about how it sucks to be a teacher because they're so underpaid and they do this fucking job that, as you can see as a parent, isn't far from easy.
Yeah.
Right? We all know that. That's why you go to school to do this and we don't. You know what I'm saying? Some of us don't want to be teachers. You know what I'm saying? Some of us don't. We leave it in the hands of someone else to do it. They are definitely, teachers are, I swear, I never forget when I went to go speak at my middle school and I said that. I looked at every teacher, and unless these teachers, that's why some of them turn into counselors and principals and have to keep getting more education just to get over $38,000 a year, whatever. I think that's the starting salary for teachers.
40.
Right? 40? Is it 40 now? Okay, it's 40 now. So
Yeah, but that's still ain't shit.
I mean, I was making $40,000 working at Reliant Energy as a customer service rep because I was
Hello,
bilingual.
Halloween.
$38,000, and with my overtime, $42,000. Just so y'all know.
And that was a
and
long
all
time
I was
ago.
doing, and that was a long time ago. That we're talking about over in 2002. I was making that as a little bitty 19-year-old, 20-year-old. I wasn't even 21 yet. I was making more. That's why I quit school that time around. That's what I was like.
He was like, I got this shit.
I was like, oh my God, I'm making more money than what I'm going to school for.
Damn. Yeah, in Texas it's 40, Utah is 35, Vermont's 38, Virginia's 39. Most of them
Starting school. Can you believe that? Starting teacher pay.
And they have an education.
Oh, teachers.
that they paid quite a bit of money for.
Yep.
Who are paying. Some
Yeah,
of them
I'm
are still
still paying.
paying. They're
Of course
fucking
they're paying.
student
I'm still
loans
Saying all that
for.
shit.
Shh.
All right, we got to end on a positive note. So isn't this Friday Good Friday? Who are we having on for Good Friday? Is it Marissa again? What's going on?
It is Marissa, but we're having an amazing guest, guys. Okay. In addition to Marissa, we are having Lucy, and Lucy is going to come on Friday.
Is it Friday or Thursday?
Well, it's Thursday, but it
my
goes up on
episode
Friday.
starts Friday,
Okay.
which is perfect because Friday is actually National Autism Day, guys.
Okay.
And I feel like here more recently, a lot of people that follow me have reached out and have asked, hey, do you have any ideas for my kid? He's got autism.
My baby does too.
Marissa just found out her child has autism.
I thought he was just being crazy, but I thought he was just being on my own.
He was
but,
being
you
like
know,
his mama.
Exactly.
But Lucy has
Jesus.
her son has autism, and she does an amazing job at. She makes it look easy. I know it's not, right? I know it's not,
It ain't.
but she makes it. I think a lot of parents sometimes are embarrassed about it because they don't really know how to deal with it. But she does an amazing job of telling you the struggles that she has, the struggles that her son has, the good days, the bad days. And I think that's important for any parent who has a child with autism, whether you're on the lower spectrum or the higher spectrum of autism, it doesn't matter. And
It's
I felt
still
like
hard.
it's still hard. And I felt like she would be perfect to come on and talk about her son's journey.
Yeah.
So she'll be on here. We'll be talking about autism for National Autism Day. And I really thought Marissa should be on too, even though she's never on when I have guests, because she just found out
Yeah.
that her son. And listen, I have another friend that I know whose son was supposedly diagnosed with autism, went to the what is it called, Marissa?
ABA?
BBA evaluation thing?
ABA therapy or evaluation. Yeah.
And turned out he didn't have autism.
He just hated people and social scenarios.
It was
He's
just
just
like
an introvert.
It's
You know?
just, yeah, because he doesn't socialize with other kids.
That's why I feel like I might be autistic too. Because I hate people. No, not really.
Well, I keep my circle small.
You know, I'm just saying, you know. Shit.
And Marissa can tell you, because when Marissa was like, "Hey, girl," I was like,
She's like, bitch, don't look at me. I was
why
like, oh my
are
God, I'm
we-
just trying to be social.
I'm like,
Sometimes you got to shrink your circle before they hurt you.
why are you trying to be?
Before they lay out a laundry list of all the shit that they ever fucking did for you in your motherfucking life, bitch.
Okay. Tell us how you really
Golly.
feel.
If you haven't yet, guys, check out Marissa's podcast. It's called "The Queen Is Dead," and we don't really know how long that podcast is going to let. No, just play.
You know what? I'm trying to revive this bitch. The bitch was almost dead.
But you can hear lots of Marissa's rants on there. So if you haven't checked it out, guys, please. Is it on iTunes and Spotify or just Spotify?
Spotify right now because I'm
iTunes.
It should be on iTunes, and I don't know why I had to reach out to Anchor, but you can't talk to anybody. You got to send a message. So I'm waiting for them to reach out to me and let me know what's going on.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't see it on
Yeah, because
iTunes.
someone told me, they're like, dude, aren't you supposed to be like on all the platforms? I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
So that's why
I
I
only
didn't put
saw
it
it
on
on
Spotify.
Spotify. So, but I did want to end with this before we go. Are you going to buy the Little Nas X tennis shoes for your son?
Honey, I already ordered them 666 bitches, and we are putting them bitches on our feet.
How
girl.
many drops of blood did you ask for?
Girl, what the fuck was that?
Rob.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw the video.
And let me tell you
We
something.
got Nas from your era, and then we got Nas from my era.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Here's the thing. My thing behind that is like this. It's like sometimes it's like what Marissa says. She can't stand Candace Owens sometimes, right? Or all the time. I don't know.
No. Sometimes.
Sometimes I think she's too
I
cocky
like her
for me.
guests.
Sometimes I think she's too cocky for me too. It's like, just turn it down a little bit. You ain't got to be that cocky about situations, right? But one thing she did say was, let's stop giving it that much attention. And I'm about to give it attention, right? Because she's like, that's exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted to get people's attention, especially conservatives, right? People who are against
always
this.
take the Satan bait.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So she talked about that, and she said, I am going to talk about it. She's like, because he said that he's trying to get the attention of the smaller children. That's who his audience is. That's who he wants, right?
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen the video, guys, go check it out. It's on it, which is crazy.
Montero is what it's called, I think. Montero.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's the thing. YouTube is so weird about what you can post on there, but you can have a music video where he's acting like the devil's doing him in the booty.
Meanwhile, yesterday they banned Steven Crowder, Louder with Crowder, for a week because
Why?
he was live streaming the Chauvin case, and they literally sent him an email saying that not only did he violated some kind of community guidelines, but they're literally going to rewrite guidelines for certain conservative people. Basically, is what they outline of what they can and can't
See
talk
what
about.
I mean? How is that fair?
And all it was
It's
literally
not, boo.
watching the case and then talking about the case as it happened. And just in that, because he streamed for 4 hours. And sometimes when these big events happen, he'll do that. They on the spot, all the interns and people fact check things they're saying. The things that the defense were saying were just, or everybody was not as accurate as things that you can go see in the transcript or see in the coroner report or whatever. And it's like, they're telling the people not all the truth, half truths. And you got banned for a week.
If you don't think our freedom of speech is slowly getting taken away from us,
You're not paying attention.
I'm just saying, guys, because
But they let your
the
kids
fact
watch
that
Lil Nas X.
But you can watch Little Nas X get done through the booty and go down the pole. He did do that pole move pretty tight though. I ain't gonna lie.
I was gonna say, you know.
I was gonna say, damn,
you
where
give
the
props
fuck
when
he
it's due,
learned?
bitch.
Where did he learn that skill from? Because that motherfucker went down that pole
You
like
watch
no problem.
Hustlers?
He pretty much. I think he
like,
watched Hustlers.
damn. I was like, okay, down the pole. Listen. I read the comments.
Shout out to Jesus. It's Holy Week. Chewy. I love you, Chewy.
I read some of the comments on the video, and people were like, "Yes, the people on the right are the Jesus lovers." Or and by the way, I was also called a fake Christian. I never said I was. I never said that I was a perfect Christian.
Yeah.
Obviously, you hear me cuss like nonstop. So obviously that goal for the beginning of the year that I set has not been accomplished. As you can see, we are now in April, and it has yet to be accomplished. So I never said that I was a perfect Christian. I just said that I believe in God and I'm trying to be right with God. That's all I ever said. But with that, people were pissed on there saying like, all the Christians are going to come out now and blah, blah, blah. So then somebody reposted his tweet and I guess his his interpretation of this is by, oh, so many of you Christians have condemned me all my life that for so long I struggled with mental issues, like, or you know what I'm saying? I struggled with so many issues because I was told I was going to go to hell, right, for being gay. So here you go in your face. You know what I'm saying? That was his interpretation.
But that's his childhood trauma. Not all Christians are judgmental.
Exactly. I don't think I have the right to judge any gay person.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, boo boo, that's you and him up there. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like that's you and him. I don't know. I'm nobody to judge. Trust me, I got my own shit he's finna judge me on. So, you know, that's for you
like
to figure out.
Like being a KKK member.
Like being a KKK member.
Get it together. Get it together.
You know what I'm saying? That's for you, and whatever issues you have, that's for you and your relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? I'm nobody to judge, regardless if you're a Christian. Yes, there's people out there who, you know what I'm saying, who are quick to judge and so forth. But I hate that media has caused this. Everybody's in one bubble, right? Mm-hmm. Like being a KKK lover just because you voted a certain way, or because or
Tyrone Bigsby was my favorite KKK member.
Love that
shout out to
character.
Tyrone Bigsby. He is the best KKK member of all time.
Or you're a racist. I don't know how I'm a racist, but
It's
okay.
ignorance. You don't know what you don't know. If you want to take the high road and say, man, you know, pobrecitos, I hope they find out the information they're looking for and have a better perspective on life, that's the high road, I guess, if you really want to. Because otherwise,
I
it just makes
feel
you mad.
like, that the information that I am putting out, the misinformation that I'm putting out there is from YouTube videos that I've watched. I guess I'll start posting all my links to everything that I've been reading
like
in the
Homeland
books.
Security shit that you sent me that you were reading. Yeah, that's not a YouTube video.
That's okay. So
That's actual
from the Homeland Security.
Yeah.
And honestly, you can read any bill that you want. That's why I said I went on there trying to understand these immigration bills, and I didn't get. I needed like some kind of translator for some of these words.
That's why you hear a lot of the like everyone they were doing the COVID bills, like the language wasn't right. The language wasn't right. They always say that. That's why they always go back and they have to reword things because the language wasn't right to them. And if it's not right to them, the common person's gonna be like, "What the fuck does it say?"
It's hard to read those things. But anyway, going back to the Little Nas X thing, and they were mad at a lot of people were like trying to boycott Nike. Listen, guys, let's stop this cancel culture shit. Let's just stop it. If you choose to buy your fucking kid a Nike pair of shoes, that's your motherfucking problem. You know what I'm saying?
Well, now Nike's suing that company. That came out this morning. Nike's suing the company that designed the shoes.
So they didn't know that
They said it was some
That's
kind
so
of infringement.
weird.
I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to
I don't
backpedal.
understand. Yeah, I don't understand.
Well, I got my Nikes on right now, and I love them.
I love Nikes.
Nike.
Yeah.
I know.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I really do. So that's what I'm saying. I don't really know how I feel about this video. Was it a bit disturbing? Okay.
Just don't watch it.
It's either good art or shitty art. Did you like it? Did you not like it?
That's his art. That's how he expresses himself.
That's how he's expressing.
And then that's how he
his
expresses
childhood trauma. And that's
Then that's
all.
what it is. It's
That's
just
it.
like
That's true.
Cardi B, whenever they're, Candace Owens talked about the WAP thing and stuff. Listen, if she wants to clap her WAP and
can you
Clap
clap
for
it?
a wop, but she can do that.
Can
That's
you
impressive.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a gift.
That's some hefty meat
I'm
curtains.
sure she,
Hefty meat
if
curtains.
bitches can squirt some shit out of that WAP, like a water fountain,
Some roast beef.
then you know what I'm saying.
I might pay to watch that.
You know.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. It's just like, let's just stop with the cancel culture.
just let people do what
let's
they
just do
do,
what they
man.
want, and let's really start focusing on the real issues, and let's start being good humans. And what can we do to be better humans so that our world can start changing, because it's fucked up right now. And if you don't realize how fucked up it is,
Preach it.
You
girl.
ain't doing enough.
man, come on
Good
now.
message, Mariswole.
And with that being said,
Yup.
I hope that everybody has a great Easter. If you
Amen.
celebrate Easter, if you don't celebrate
If
it,
not, don't cancel us, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Have
don't
a good
be mad
Easter.
at me.
Have a good
Just say,
weekend.
have a good weekend. You know what I'm saying? Not
we'll see
yet.
you on Friday.
We'll see you on Friday.
Thursday.
And if you're a parent of a autism child, I think you'll very much enjoy this episode, and I think Lucy will have a lot of good information for us. So I'm excited, very, very excited about that.
Man, your guests are just so good, boo.
So eclectic,
I
right?
know. I'm loving it.
No, I really want to have this lady called Blunt Mama. That's her name.
I love her.
I don't know how to reach out to her
Blunt blowing
yet.
mama.
So she's a mom that smokes weed on social media,
Find an
on
email. Shoot an
Instagram.
email.
Yeah, I want to reach out to her just because I want us to stop also being judgy to moms who smoke weed. And if you want to smoke weed, that's your motherfucking business.
There you go.
It's in your house. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you're not
You're
smoking.
not a bad mom.
I'm sure you're not
You're
smoking
not
in
giving
front
your
of
kid
child.
a nose hit.
Exactly. You know
You're
what I'm saying?
hiding out in the back behind the second tree
You know what
from
I'm
the
saying?
left.
You wait until your child goes to bed or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And what I like most about her is the fact that she's very informative about weed. I don't know if that makes sense. It's almost like, do you need some information about weed? Here you go. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know. I just find that pretty. And you know how you send me Crystal Wall's
I was going
thing?
to tell you.
I'd like to have her on to talk about that one rant alone, because she kind of just talked about marriage and life and how
ego
and ego and how ego is
and childhood
what is that?
trauma
Ego is
and-
your enemy. What is that?
Ego
called?
is the enemy.
Isn't there a book?
Ego. I don't know.
Something like that. Pete read it.
Oh, okay.
That's why I know. There's a book called about that, something about ego is the worst enemy or something like that. And she talks about that. Not that it'd be good too, because I think a lot of us can relate to having an ego and dealing with shit like that. And so I'd like to have her on sometime soon too. But I want to have
she can do
stuff-
it in person, because that
Yeah.
would be badass.
just trying to have more conversations, guys. I'd like to have someone why they got the vaccine and why they think the vaccine's going to work. Because I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but I'm not getting the vaccine.
Yeah.
I think that's your choice, right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of good topics that I'd like to have, things that are happening today. I'm sorry if it doesn't seem like I'm giving you enough information. And I know this may sound very opinionated, more so than facts.
There's a million other, literally over 1 million podcasts now on the iTunes App Store. So go find one you like.
Oh,
That's right.
damn, Rob. Okay. He said it
Yup.
for me. Thank you, Rob.
Hello.
Just like when that lady said unfollow, I just had to say, thank you for the time that you followed me. I hope you
I
enjoyed.
wouldn't have even said that. I would have
hope-
sent the middle finger.
No, that's what Pete said. He said you should have just
send
sent the middle finger. I just said I hope you enjoyed all my posts while you did follow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope it was informative to
Thanks
you.
for stopping by.
Thank you for
So
stopping
nice.
by. I'm not going to argue. That's why.
I know.
That's why that post today, that real talk him, I had to, because God knows me. He knows my heart. He knows
Girl,
what
that
I do.
post just changed the
I'm sorry that
trajectory
I
of
don't.
my day today.
I'm sorry that I don't post every donation that I make. I don't need for you, my 26,000 followers, to applaud me for.
Are we dropping
Hold up.
numbers here?
Wait.
Thank you.
I got 36 subscribers to my podcast.
Oh no! The podcast. I don't even think I have that many.
Talking about
No. I'm talking about Instagram.
Oh,
No.
Instagram.
I wish I had 26,000.
We're getting there. We're gonna work there.
I wish I had 26,000 followers on my podcast. That's what I'm working on. That's my goal.
2021.
And
bless
it will
up.
happen. It will
Yeah,
happen.
I'm putting it
Amen.
out in the
Hallelujah.
universe. But for me, it's like I'm sorry. I seriously don't
Boo,
need
how
for
long
you to
did that
praise
take?
me.
And I know it's. I'm sorry, Rob. he's
No, I know
stretching.
you're trying
He's
to go.
stretching. Go ahead. How long
It
did
took
it take?
me almost.
Fuck. How long has Instagram even been around?
I think
Long
I started.
time.
I think I started it in 2013, 14.
That ugly little brown icon.
So we're 2021, and I'm barely at 26,000.
She said barely. Stop.
No, because I don't like when my husband would try to post me, because I really wanted my followers to be because they follow me, not because they follow my husband. And obviously it shows that, because my husband has
23.
223,000 followers. I don't even have that. You see what I'm saying?
That's a lot of eyeballs.
So I really just wanted it to be my
Gift and a
audience.
curse.
Yeah, I wanted it to be
I
people.
bet.
Yeah, it is.
I told you I'm famous to Jesus, and that's all that matters. Damn
That
it.
is all that matters, truly and truly. But my point with that is like, when I get thrown at like, well, what are you doing? Listen, just because I don't post it on the internet doesn't mean it's not happening.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't need for the people that follow me to praise me, so that's all I'm saying. I appreciate you following me. Don't think I'm not saying I don't appreciate my followers. I'm just saying I don't need for people to applaud me for doing good in my community. I know what I'm doing for my community. I know where I donate, where I don't donate to, when I can, when I can't, you know what I'm saying? So just because I don't post it does not mean I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there. So I like to post shit that's like I just don't need to be applauded. I don't know if
Yeah.
that makes sense. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? I know my heart is good.
And that's that.
God knows my heart is good.
You ain't got to tell your side of the story.
I ain't got to tell my side of the story, except know that I don't need to be applauded for my good deeds. I just want you to know about fitness, what my little family's doing, you know, my YouTube channel.
That's right.
Empower you to do the same.
Empower you to do the same. And I'm figuring out ways to empower all my women in business. So stay tuned, because we are still marinating on that, how that's going to all roll out. But I think a lot of you women who are entrepreneurs will appreciate this little thing I'm going to hopefully try to develop. So more info coming on that soon. I don't know when Rob and I are going to kind of announce it.
As soon as you got the time.
But we'll announce it. And I think a lot of you women who are entrepreneurs will appreciate that. And I hope that I'm helpful in that way. So anyhow, thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you guys Friday.